Good morning, everyone. Boker Tov. Yesterday, something remarkable happened on a Disney cruise ship right here in off Florida. A father and a daughter. The father was taking a picture of the daughter who was sitting on the fourth floor rail of the ship. And the 5-year-old girl fell overboard 4 stories. And the father jumped in to rescue his daughter. And miraculously, father and daughter were saved and were back on the ship, rescued. And what this illustrates, of course, is the love of a father, that instinctively the father jumped overboard 4 stories and thank God was able to save his 5-year-old daughter. This week's Torah portion talks about Aaron, the high priest, who is known as the lover of Israel. As Pirkei Avot says, Aaron loved peace, pursued peace, loved mankind, loved every person, and brought them closer to the Torah. And right after the passing of Aaron, the Torah says that the Canaanites came and attacked the Jewish people in the wilderness. And the rabbis ask, why after the passing of Aaron did the Canaanites, the king of Canaan, come and attack the Jewish people? And our rabbis say that as long as Aaron was alive, it was a special protection for the Jewish people, the clouds of glory. But when Aaron passed away, the clouds disappeared. And so he saw the Jews were vulnerable, so he came to attack the Jewish people. But perhaps there's a deeper subliminal message here. And that is, why was there protection for the Jewish people in the merit of Aaron? What was it about Aaron that brought protection? And what the rabbis are teaching us is that love is the greatest protection for the Jewish people. What saved that girl? It was the love of the father. And just like in the story of the father and daughter, the story of Aaron tells us that when you have a lover of Israel, that brings protection for the Jewish people. When we love one another, that is the greatest source of strength and security and protection that we have. When Aaron passed away, the Jews were weak because they lost that love and therefore they were vulnerable. This week we observed the yahrzeit of the Lubavitcher Rabbi. And a story that was told was about a man who tells a story that when he was a young boy, he moved to Crown Heights from Russia with his mother. His mother was a single woman, single mother. And he grew up around Crown Heights. He would always go to the synagogue where the Rebbe prayed. And when the Rebbe would give out dollars for a blessing and for charity, and receive $1 and a blessing. When the Rebbe gave out booklets to study, he would get online to receive one. But then when he was about 18, he had to get a job to help support his mother. So he got a job in a construction company. And he would come home after a day's work with his construction clothing all filthy from a day's work. And he said he stopped going to the synagogue. He didn't feel like he was dressed appropriately, and he stopped going to get the dollars and the blessings for charity. And he would stop, the Rebbe would give $1 to give to charity. He would stop going to get the booklets. But one day there was a wedding on a Sunday, and he was invited to this wedding of a friend, and he came dressed with a suit and a tie. And he said, oh, today I'm dressed appropriately. It was Sunday, let me get $1 for charity to be given and for a blessing from the Rebbe. When he went by the Rebbe handed him the $1. His name was Nachum. And he says, as a 19-year-old boy, the Rebbe hands me $1. And when I try to take it, the Rebbe's not letting go of the $1. And I try to take it, the Rebbe's not letting go. And the Rebbe looks at me and says, Vu bistu, where are you? Meaning to say, where have you been? And he said, Ich bin da, I'm here. But the Rebbe says to him, Aber für was kommst du nicht in Yiddish? Why don't you come anymore? And he couldn't answer, he froze. And the Rebbe's secretary, Rabbi Grona, said, the Rebbe's asking you why you stopped coming. And so he looked at the Rebbe and he said, Weil ich bin allemal schmutzig, because I'm always dirty. I don't feel comfortable coming in my dirty clothing. The Rebbe smiled at him and said to him, Kum wie du bist. Come as you are. Aber kommen sollst du kommen. But never stop coming. And this man says, when I think about the words and the love that the Rebbe showed me, that he missed me. And he said, just come as you are, but never stop coming. He says, it moves me to tears. That's the love of a leader of the Jewish people, and the love that Pirkei Avot says each and every one of us must adopt in our own lives towards one another. And when we do that, like in the lifetime of Aaron, we have protection, we have security, and we have strength. Have a wonderful day.